Hello you horrible lot and welcome back to TGTV, and more specifically ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a car dealership. It's unsurprising, this is a car channel, this is a car buying channel now it's turned into, and we're here car shopping. It's not any old car shopping trip though. I think this is the first car shopping trip I've ever done on behalf of a dog. Not any old dog, my dog called Crisps.
Hello.
If you don't know who Crisps is and you're new to the channel, I got a dog called Crisps. I got him in November. He absolutely stinks. He's a nightmare. He's doing my head in. However, it's now time to look at a car for the little chunk. So I'm now ridiculously shopping for a dog car. So what better dog car, I thought? There are a couple of options here at GVE. Many of you have heard of GVE London, but we're going to go in there in a second. We're going to take a look at some of the stock, and there are two cars in particular I've got my eye on. The first of which is probably the best option for a dog car there's ever going to be. Massive boot from Maranello, Italy. It is, of course, the Ferrari GTC 4 Lusso. Now, and very excitingly for all of you at home, you can actually win a GTC 4 Lusso with Omaze and 20 grand in the boot. For details of how to enter, then hit omaze.com/TG for the full details. For example, you can donate $10 and you'll be entered with a chance to win. Of course, all the links are below, and there are other cars with Omaze as well. There's always a cool lineup of cars there. I'm currently outside GVE, I'm just strolling in now, but make sure you enter anyway. It's a really, really cool opportunity to do a bit of good at society and also win a 300k plus Ferrari with a big chunk of cash as well. So make sure you go and get in the pot with that. The links are below. Just walking into GVE here. Without further jibber jabber, let's get into the video. Let's go and check out this GTC 4 Lusso and see what you can win. Let's go. Here we go then, this is actually ridiculous. We've got an Enzo there, and a Senna there, a Pista Spider there, an SVJ there. It's hell! So first off the bat then, it's crazy, 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 crazy to think these are a couple of £1,000,000, and this actually came out at the same time as my Carrera GT. Now, I want you all to tell me in the comments which you'd go for. I think what you're probably gonna say is this. However, this is probably the more punchy car. It's probably got a bit more kind of flair to it. Obviously, being Italian, the doors go up and blah, blah, blah. This is a very cool option. I know nothing about this option. The Enzo Ferrari signature on the deck lid there. However, these are a couple of £1,000,000 quid. They came out at the same time as the Carrera GT. They're around the same price as a Carrera GT new, but these are 2 million and Carrera GT's about 700,000. So, the other thing to note though, the Enzo has got Ferrari V12 in it, basically a detuned F12 engine, 599 engine or thereabouts, for argument's sake. You're all telling me off now, probably 599 GTO engine, whatever it is in there, with an F1 gearbox. Carrera GT is obviously manual and a V10 and an engine specifically for that car. So in terms of value, I think the Enzo's cool, but I think the Carrera GT makes a very strong point for being well north of £1,000,000 quid compared to this. Also, running costs for an Enzo versus Carrera GT, Enzo is going to do you out a lot more cash. That said though, it's an icon. It's called Enzo Ferrari. It's sick. So they've got one here anyway. If you want one, come buy it. It's cash. The wheels are black, center locks, red stripe around the rims. What Ferrari are amazing at though is that the engine, the heart of the beast, sat in there, and that is literally just on your way in. Behind then we've got a Pista Spider. I think that's actually now sold. Rosso Corsa, I believe. Grey wheels, blue nart stripe, bit of silver, lovely stuff. Very, very nice. One thing I would say about the Pista Spider, and whilst I do like the fact it's a metal folding roof, I just don't like the wheels on the Spider. I don't get it. I don't know why they did those. They look like the F8 wheels. I just don't understand it. The car looks amazing, but then the wheels, they look too small and they just don't suit the design of the car. The multi-spokes on the coupe, just so much nicer. Anyway, Pista Spider here is sold anyway, so who cares? We've got black F12 here with a lovely kind of Koyo interior. Daytona seats as well. These are probably the seats to have in the F12, arguably. Carbon buckets like mine, probably not the right ones to have actually in retrospect. Very, very nice spec there. Anyway, being distracted. One thing as well I wanted to show you, it's not really my bag, but there is a Senna here as well. I mean, it's, in terms of being ridiculous, it doesn't get much more mental than that. Hell. But yeah, absolutely wouldn't have one of these, but it's cool to see one anyway. GVE do a lot of McLaren, so there's a lot of things in here that I'm going to not bother looking at. Got a Pista Coupe in here, very, very nice specification. Black one with gold wheels, can't go far wrong with that. Hello sir, how you doing? Yeah. Send me an invoice for that fleeting appearance. Ping it over. Don't worry, I do know him, I'm not trolling him. Black Pista Coupe, that's just coming to stock here. Really cool. And again, look at the design of the wheels on that, it's just so much better than the Spider. Good old boy that. SVJs absolutely everywhere. I think I can count several of them. There's at least 3 there. And then I've seen another one knocking around somewhere as well. 720S's, McLarens. Just want to show you something actually over here. To be very careful. Performante Coupe. That's not JMX's before you start shouting. M4 GTS. Now, those of you who remember my M4 DTM, had a very short-lived life. I do like these, and these are looking like good cash now. I think in years to come, this will actually be something that people want. I know they're not being that popular at the moment, but I think this is a very, very cool car. And if you like the whole M-Power thing, it's good goods. So that's for sale here at GVE anyway. Right, we're not here to see any of this. Right, it's all very interesting, but we're not here to see any of that. Mahmood is here somewhere as well, looking for a car, but I don't know where he's gone. He's hiding. Oh no, he's through here. Let's see if he notices us. Poor lad. Hey, you can get back to swiping, go on. Right, Mahmood's swiping aside then. I'm actually here to see a GTC4 Lusso, which is over here. So let's have a little look. Come with me, come with me. Here is the car in question. Here it is then. In terms of batting around in a car with your dog with a nice big boot. Not that I'd even put him in there, to be fair. I mean, you just could not put a dog in there, could you? Is that cruel? I guess it would be, wouldn't it? I haven't really thought this through. But I think in terms of a dog carrier and kind of just batting around mobile, this thing is unbelievable. Look at the spec. So the person who's optioned this knows exactly what they're doing. Carbon, quilted, I don't know, this isn't Koyo. I don't know what actually colour this is. Very nice kind of tan interior. Cavalinos or whatever it is on the headrest. And, coming around the other side, silver wheels, big fan of that. Well done whoever optioned this from you. Carbon wheel and silver dials as well. Absolutely perfect. I am a huge fan of this. So let's look at the numbers. See how the numbers stack up on this, because many of you will be aware if you buy one of these new, you'll have to remortgage your house. However, this now, new last year, would have been over 300k new. It's done 2,000 miles and it is now 200k. So that is a solid 110k drop in about 12 months, which is not unusual for the Lusso. I must say it's not unusual for the Lusso. However, it's the all-important V12, not the V8T. And I think that's good value. That's a hell of a lot of pretty much brand new Ferrari for 200k. I mean, that's kind of F12 money, really. And that's a hell of a lot of car. Very nice. A lot to think of there. I just don't know if Chris would like it. Maybe I'll give him a call and see how he feels about it. I had to leave him at home because he literally would have just defecated on everything. Does look good though. And do you know what I really like about specs like this as well? No external carbon. I don't think you need, on the big V12 Taurus, you don't need external carbon. So I've seen some of them with this in carbon. You don't need it. You don't need colourful brake calipers. None of that nonsense. You don't need carbon centre locks. You don't need that in carbon at the front, and don't need carbon mirrors, and you don't need a carbon diffuser either. This is a kind of very demure spec. Silver exhaust pipes, silver wheels, silver calipers, silver detailing inside. Lovely stuff. So this is definitely in consideration, and it would actually match my F12 very nicely indeed. Oh, I'm a big fan of that. I very much enjoy that. So I've told George, the sales guy here, that I was coming to have a little look at it, but he's also thrown me a Wildcard as well. He said, Tom, you know, you're looking for a dog car. That is actually a two-door. You know, what are you doing, you idiot? Which he might have a point. So he said, actually, there's something that's a little bit more suitable for what you need, and it's not 200 grand. So outside, in the back here, ooh, something's been delivered. Very nice. He said, why not an E63S Edition 1 estate? Which I think he's actually got a very good idea there. So he's literally just pointed this out to me. I think this makes more sense as a dog carrier. What do you think? And I suspect you can probably put a dog in there and it's less cruel because it's not going to suffocate, which apparently you're not supposed to do with dogs. And it's got a back door. And it's going to be less than half the price. So I think this is probably a slightly better bet. Who knows? I'm going to crunch some numbers anyway and see what the residuals look like on both of them, what the monthlies look like, and see if I can get approved. Actually, this is very nice. So that's got carbon interior in there and yellow stitching on everything. You'd be able to smash miles on that as well, and it wouldn't make any difference to the value. That is always going to be sought after. AMG Estate's always going to be what people want. Super cool as well, and that Magno finish. Decisions. Arguably that sounds as good as the Ferrari, if not a bit better. Asmobile. That does sound good, and that was valves on, valves off. Very nice indeed. Whilst we're out here then, there are lots of McLarens. As I said, GVE specialise in McLarens to some extent. There are lots and lots of McLarens here. I know there are lots of McLaren fans on my channel. I personally don't buy McLarens anymore, but they are super cool. And to be honest with you, for the money and the speed these things go at, I don't think you can really beat even a 12C. And that's got a very interesting body kit on it actually. What's that one? Oh, it's got Mulgari kit on it. That's quite cool. I like what they've done with that, because the 12C was starting to look a bit dated. But that actually looks really nice. Oh, I do like that. That's a hell of a lot of car for the money. And nothing would beat it. It'd literally just be faster than anything you buy for that money. 650S's are looking very good as well, particularly the Spider. Very cool cars. Do you know what? 12C, 650s, don't have a problem with them. I actually quite like them. I think they're cool. I think McLaren really actually kind of cared about their cars then. All cars aren't without issues, but I actually do like this era of McLaren. It's the P1 era, 675 LT era. I like these, and these are amazing value for money. That is a hell of a car for the price they are at. Absolutely ridiculous, and it still looks great. These ones though, don't know. 570S, 570C, 540C, 570 Spider, don't know. I don't even know what it is. I just can't get into those. Hive of activity here. There's a Speciale coming off the truck. This has literally just arrived into stock. Do like a Speciale. Speciale is on the list, I think. God forbid the Pista ever leaves me. Speciale might be in the offing. They are good goods, aren't they? But I think for the time being, I just think the Pista's a better car, to be honest with you. Although I do want one. Maybe I get one as well. Who knows? So many ads I can churn. We might see one of these very soon. In terms of financial decisions then, I don't know which one's the best bet to go for. I think probably the Lusso. I can see another 20, 30 falling out of those in the next sort of year to 18 months. In terms of the E63S outside, I think that could drop about another 10, 15. So I think in terms of something I just want to bat around in, I don't know whether the Lusso is the best idea, although I don't know whether that's ever stopped me. I think they've done the bulk of their falling, and I think in terms of the Lussos, the V12 is probably the one to go for. I know I talked up the Lusso T. I actually used to own a Lusso. McLaren, nonsense. I know I used to own a Lusso, and you're going to be barking at me saying you already had one. I had the Lusso T, and it was a car that Ferrari forced me to buy to get my Pista. So I had to get out of it at the time, and the Lusso T is definitely not the one to go for. I think the best bet definitely is the V12. I think it's what people want. I think it's kind of iconic. So yeah, if you're going to get a Lusso, I think the V12 is the one to go for. Obviously I talked up the V8T at the time because I was trying to sell it at Redline. It never did sell, so I had to trade out of it into my 458 Spider. Might be time to actually jump in a V12 Lusso. Anyway, as I said at the beginning of the video, if you want to win one of those whilst donating to charity, then do get in the mix with Omaze. I've previously worked with them before on the R8 V10 Plus Decennium Edition, and now it's time to win a GTC 4 Lusso. So make sure you check that out. For now though, I'm going to disappear. I'm going to make sure the mood hasn't swiped his thumb into oblivion and hit the road. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you're all well. Hope you enjoyed this very impromptu churn, and do stay tuned with what I end up sticking crisps in. Ciao for now.